All right, before we jump into the main story, let's handle a little housekeeping because today's topic is definitely one people have been waiting on. We're talking about Claressa Shields, also known by critics as Pap's alleged side piece, Pap's favorite distraction, Pap's entanglement, or whatever nickname the internet has cooked up this week. And if you ask Chris Cyborg, she'd probably tell you it's officially duck hunting season. That's right, duck hunting season. The bird behavior has reached maximum levels, and trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. After what felt like forever, months behind schedule, days too late, and with almost all the hype gone, we finally got Claressa Shields' long-awaited fight announcement. The fight is officially set for August 15th in Atlanta. The pre-sale code is simply ATL, and honestly, that's a little surprising. Normally, big events lock early ticket access behind memberships, exclusive fan clubs, or certain credit cards. If this were a blockbuster concert or a massive celebrity event, giving everyone the code up front would usually mean they're eager to move tickets fast. So let me ask you the same question I've been wondering since the announcement dropped. Between now and August 15th, are any of you actually planning to be there? If you're in Georgia, are you buying a ticket? And if you're outside the state, is this event really worth traveling for? Now think back for a second, because this is where things start getting interesting. Remember after the Franchone Cruz fight when Claressa went live saying she was done fighting older opponents? She even took indirect shots at Shadaysha Green while insisting her focus would be on younger competition from that point forward. Then remember the way she promoted a possible showdown with Lauren Price? She kept emphasizing how important that matchup would be because Lauren was an Olympic gold medalist and how that credential supposedly made the fight special. Meanwhile, her current opponent, Kay Scott, is probably about to gain a whole new audience from all this attention. Kay Scott has openly talked about chasing Olympic dreams that never became reality. Ironically, Claressa has often criticized fighters who didn't reach that Olympic level or collect those accomplishments. Yet here we are watching that standard suddenly disappear because there simply aren't many options left for her. And whether people like it or not, this is the matchup everyone is being asked to accept. Here's another detail that deserves attention. Kay Scott fights under Salida Promotions. Claressa Shields is also promoted by Salida Promotions. At the same time, as most of you already know, Claressa has been shut out from MVP Promotions events, and that situation naturally extends to fighters signed with MVP as well. So let's clear something up because people keep twisting the story. Nobody said Claressa was banned from boxing itself. Sure, there are online petitions calling for that, but what has actually been said is that she's not welcome at MVP Promotions events. Even with that being the reality, Claressa keeps jumping online trying to rewrite the narrative. She paints herself as the victim and convinces supporters that everyone else is spreading misinformation, even when the facts say otherwise. The issue isn't boxing as a whole, it's specifically the relationship with MVP Promotions. That's an important distinction that keeps getting lost in the conversation. Another thing people should know is that this event won't be airing on ESPN or Netflix like some expected. Instead, it's scheduled to stream through DAZN. But here's the twist that has everyone talking, and you probably didn't see this one coming. Did Claressa realize she'd be stepping into the ring against someone who also has an OnlyFans presence? That's where this story takes another unexpected turn. Kay Scott is still relatively new to the professional ranks with limited experience, and reports list her record at 5-1. So yes, alongside everything else surrounding this matchup, Claressa Shields is now preparing to face an OnlyFans model, and that's about to spark an entirely new debate. These days, more and more athletes are creating OnlyFans accounts, and the trend keeps growing. Some make it very clear that their pages are centered around fitness, training sessions, and giving fans behind-the-scenes access to their workout routines. But Kay Scott's situation is a little different, and that's where this conversation starts to get interesting. At the end of the day, it's another stream of income for her, and by all appearances, it's working. From what people can see, her OnlyFans content doesn't stop at training. It also includes lingerie shoots and more glamorous, attention-grabbing content that's clearly designed to attract subscribers. That's why I find the contrast so fascinating. Claressa has repeatedly tried to present herself as someone who stays far away from that type of image, almost portraying herself as completely above anything remotely provocative. Yet at the same time, she's involved with a married man while insisting she's different from everyone else. She has also claimed that she doesn't associate with the so-called baddie culture or anything she considers inappropriate. But then you have to look at the actions instead of the words. This is the same Claressa who appeared as a judge during Baddie's auditions. She's also been exploring opportunities connected to the Zeus network. On top of that, we've seen increasingly bold photo shoots being used to promote products like lip gloss. So naturally, people are beginning to ask questions. Is this simply marketing, or is she gradually moving toward the same lane she's criticized before? That's why Kay Scott's profile has people paying attention. She's openly described as an OnlyFans athlete, and if you scroll through her social media, many of the lingerie photos are essentially teasers, directing followers to subscribe if they want to see more. That's a business strategy that's become pretty common on the platform. Whether people agree with it or not, it's clearly part of how she's building her brand. The real question is how fans interpret that heading into this fight. So when August 15th arrives, Kay Scott won't just be entering the ring as Claressa's opponent. She'll also be stepping in with an online brand that's already part of the conversation. Ironically, during Claressa's fight with Franchon Cruz, OnlyFans was actually one of the event's sponsors throughout the card. That's another detail people seem to overlook whenever this topic comes up. At the same time, we haven't seen Claressa announce major endorsement deals or high-profile collaborations with mainstream brands recently. That hasn't gone unnoticed by fans following her career. Some people believe that's more than just coincidence. Whether that's true or not, it's certainly fueling speculation. Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if Kay Scott earns more from her OnlyFans platform than she'll make from this fight itself. That's probably not even the most controversial statement in this discussion. It's simply the reality of how creator platforms can generate income today. There's not much room to argue about that. What still leaves me scratching my head is the situation surrounding Lauren Price. I'm also wondering why potential matchups with Hannah Gabriels and Chris Cyborg continue to go nowhere when those names have repeatedly come up in boxing conversations. Those are opponents many fans have actually wanted to see. Instead, this is the matchup that ultimately landed on the schedule. And here's where the criticism becomes even harder to ignore. Claressa has spent plenty of time making comments about other fighters' ages, yet this opponent is 42 years old. Meanwhile, several of the names fans continue mentioning are actually younger than her current challenger. That's a contradiction people aren't going to overlook. To me, it feels like the fallout from Claressa's issues involving MVP promotions and Alicia Baumgardner may have had a much bigger impact than she's willing to admit publicly. The consequences appear deeper than what has been acknowledged so far. It'll be interesting to see whether more fighters are willing to face her moving forward, or if we'll continue seeing her matched primarily against fellow Salida Promotions athletes. At this point, I honestly wouldn't even be surprised if another fight with Franchon Cruz somehow gets put together. That possibility doesn't seem nearly as unrealistic as it once did. Right now, Claressa's momentum doesn't feel as strong as it used to. The perception around her has clearly shifted. And then there's the Atlanta event itself. Despite bringing the fight to a major market, the opponent still isn't someone with widespread name recognition among casual boxing fans. That only adds to the growing feeling that there's more smoke than substance surrounding this entire rollout. So much of this situation raises questions instead of building excitement. In the end, whether people love it or hate it, Claressa Shields has officially found herself an OnlyFans athlete standing in the opposite corner. Kay Scott has also shared a message through her OnlyFans platform, acknowledging that plenty of people expect her to lose this fight from the start. Even so, she says she's stepping into the ring determined to give everything she has and believes an upset is still possible if the opportunity presents itself. I wish her the best, because there's no doubt a lot of fans are already lining up behind her and hoping she pulls off the surprise by defeating Claressa Shields. We'll just have to wait and see how it all plays out, but one thing is clear. This entire situation doesn't exactly reflect well on Claressa. For someone who once talked about chasing only the biggest names and the highest profile matchups, ending up here raises a lot of questions. Instead of announcing the blockbuster fights fans have been asking for, she's unveiling matchups that many people see as underwhelming while spending time taking shots at YouTubers and trying to flip the narrative. That's the part that really leaves people confused, because the actions and the message just don't seem to match.